Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is directed by J.J. Abrams and stars Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Adam Driver, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Oscar Isaac, and others. And when a droid carries an important piece to a map by Luke Skywalker, everyone's trying to get their hands on this droid, the First Order, the Rebellion, but one person finds this droid, and that is Rey and also Finn, so they have to get this droid to the Rebellion by hopefully finding Luke Skywalker and also destroying the First Order. So I thought this movie was great. I loved it when I first saw it. This was actually the very first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters. I had a really good time with this movie when I first saw it, and it holds a special place in my heart because this is the movie that really turned me on to Star Wars because of the modern-esque take on it, and I think, it's got that good look to it. J.J. Abrams really knows how to direct, and also the comedy is a lot, I'd say, more modern in this movie. Like, if you were to fit any movie into, like, the MCU kind of template, I think Star Wars Episode 7 would fit into it at the best out of any of the Star Wars movies. So I think it does a really good job with the comedy, the characters, the emotional aspect to it, and everything like that. But going through every single Star Wars film, the only issue I have with this one is that it lacks a bit of originality. The story is a bit too much like A New Hope. It doesn't really have that originality that, say, the other movies had in that original trilogy. It kind of follows that same story template. There's a droid that they have to find that carries something important. There's a character on a desert planet that's like a nobody, but then by the end of the movie she's somebody, she's someone important, and stuff like that. And there's a new Death Star, and it does lack a bit of originality. But all in all, guys, I think this movie is fantastic. I had a really good time watching this movie again. I think that this is the most rewatchable Star Wars movie out of all of them because of that modern take and the fact that J.J. Abrams, this is his first movie, so he didn't have to worry about making any sequels or putting any plot lines together. He could just make a really good first movie to this trilogy, and I do think that this is the best in the trilogy. So, all that is great, and the characters in this movie are all fantastic. I think Rey is a great character. Even though she is a bit like Luke, she still is a very good character, and I think Daisy Ridley does a really good job with Rey. And also, probably my favorite character is Finn. Finn really is a good character because he humanizes the stormtroopers. If I were to go back and then think of anything from the very first trilogy and go, what's one thing I don't like about that trilogy? I'd probably go the stormtroopers, because the stormtroopers in the original trilogy, they're minions. They don't have any personality of their own. But what Finn does in this movie is that he actually gives them some humanity. He actually gives them some character because he doesn't like what he's doing. I thought that was a very interesting take on this. He's born into this, and he just doesn't want to do it. He was his first battle, and he doesn't like what he was doing. And also, there's another joke later on where Kylo Ren is kind of freaking out. He's flashing his lightsaber all the way around the room, and then two stormtroopers walk in, they stop, they see that he's really pissed off, and they turn around. It's a really funny joke, and I think that also humanizes the stormtroopers. So out of all the movies, I think this one humanizes the stormtroopers and doesn't make them like minions or, just throwaway guys that never hit anything, and they're supposed to be a threat, but they're not really a threat. They actually have some humanity, which I thought was great. I think Poe is a pretty good character too. He's got that likability that Oscar Isaac always gives to his roles, so I think he's pretty good. He's not really good in that much in this movie, but as a rebellion leader, he does pretty good. And also, I really like the new droid, BB-8. I think he's a pretty good droid. He's not a copy of R2-D2, and he also has a personality to his own. He's not just a robot. He actually has, you can tell that he's feeling some emotion, which is weird because he's still a droid, right? So that was pretty cool. And I actually think that Han Solo has the best arc in this movie out of all the other movies. Out of all the movies, this is actually my favorite Han Solo betrayal. I think Harrison Ford does a really good job in here. He has that nice humor that he always has to all of his movies. He's really charming. I like his relationship with Chewie. I like when we first meet him, he has those classic lines that he brings back, some of the good fan service and nostalgia moments, and all of that. And then when he dies in the end, it feels earned, but that feels like a pretty good death, and it actually adds a layer onto Kylo Ren's character, who I think is a really good villain. And of the trilogy, you'll find later that he's probably my favorite character out of this entire trilogy, because he has a continuing story arc, and I think it starts off really well in this movie. I also do really like Carrie Fisher. I know she died and it's really sad, but I think that she does a very good job in this film for portraying Princess Leia once again. So basically all the characters I had a really good time with. The story, while being not really original, it's still a very fun story. I think this movie hits it home with probably the funniest Star Wars movie out of the bunch, and I gotta say it's just one of my favorites. So I'm going to give Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, an A. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Stay tuned for more very soon. I'm sorry that this review is late. I realize that it is very late, but I have been pretty busy with sports, and I actually recently got a job. So if you guys live in Kelowna, you guys should come down to Mulek's. But now that I have this job, I finally have some money so I can try and get a better set. Because I really enjoy doing these reviews, guys, and thank you so much for watching. You're really being a big help. I like having this audience here, and I just love talking about movies. And I want you guys to comment down below, what did you think of this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was a complete copy of a 4, and is that why you don't like it? Because I've heard some people say it's like too much of a copy of a 4, and I just don't like it. But tell me, what did you think of it down below in the comment section? Always looking forward to hear your thoughts on that. Stay tuned for more. I'm probably going to release my Episode 8 review. I know I said I was going to do Friday the 13th, but I'm probably just going to want to finish the Star Wars reviews and then do some suggestions, and also I'm going to try and do some Netflix reviews, and I heard Artemis Fowl is a pretty bad movie, so I kind of want to review that, just so I can completely trash it. Anyway, so stay tuned for more reviews coming very soon. I will try to release them sometime around next week. I know this one is late, and I apologize for that, and you guys have a great day. You're the best. See ya.